My supervisor's just asked me to do a distant health check and a behavior examination on Hank here, just to see if he has any injuries, because he's just gotten himself into a fight with another dog in our facility. But just before we start that, we just need to grab our behavior examination form, just to fill in any of our findings. So Hank here, he's a tan brown French bulldog. He's a small dog. He's only about 11 months old, so he's not quite fully grown still, but he is a regular sized dog for his age. He's got brown eyes, and overall first impressions suggest he's a pretty healthy dog for his age and breed. He has no visible deformities, no discharge coming from his eyes or nose, and he appears to be breathing normally. But although he was just in a fight with another dog, there doesn't seem to be any signs of serious visible injuries. He has no bruising or bleeding, no swelling on his body, but he does seem to be more docile than usual, which could be a sign that he's still in fear or shock from earlier. Although the cage that he's in is quite small, it's still unusual for him to be so lethargic and not jumping up on the bars like he usually would. He's a pretty excitable dog most of the time. The change in that behavior could possibly mean that he might have trouble moving and jumping around at the moment. Although it could also mean that the low energy he's showing could be a sign of sickness, or that he's starting to get sick, because we have had a few cases of kennel cough around our facility recently. Although he hasn't shown any other signs of sickness that would support that. Like I said, no discharge coming from anywhere and no sneezing. But as you can see here now, he's following me as I'm moving around the cage, so he may just be looking for some comfort, possibly because he's in pain, or maybe he's still frightened from earlier. But overall impressions really here say that Hank seems to be a relatively healthy dog. He's got no deformities, and he's showing very few signs of sickness. But he does seem to still be frightened from the earlier fight, and he may have sustained some non-visible injuries that's affecting his mobility. But well, now that we've finished examining him, we can just leave our behavior exam form at reception, and they'll hand it over to our supervisor and file it later for us. So we can just leave Hank in his cage for now, just until our supervisor decides where it's possible for him to be moved, just based on his current state and behavior.